cowboys have probably been on the drive 30 or 40 days, Doc said. They're going to want whiskey and whores and want them quick. Just then, there was a piercing whistle, followed moments later by a train from the east. The train had many empty boxcars and 2 passenger cars and a caboose. As soon as it came to a complete stop, a skinny young man got off carrying a satchel. "There stands a dude of sorts," Doc said. "Wonder what the state of his molars might be." "Now, Doc, don't be yanking teeth out of tourists," Wyatt said, turning pale again at the mere suggestion of dentistry. The rumble to the south had diminished. For a time, it faded altogether. "The cattle smelled the water. They're over at the river filling up," Doc said. "The whores can sleep a little longer." "If you had 20 pearls, would you give at least 1 or 2 to Jessie?" Doc inquired. Wyatt ignored the question. His wife's taste for finery was none of Doc's business that he could see. One of the passenger cars was considerably fancier than the other. It was painted a royal purple. The skinny young dude took a moment to get his bearings and then came resolutely up the street. "I wonder who's in that blue car," Doc said. "You don't often see a car that fancy in these parts." He happened to glance to the south, where he saw 2 riders approaching. Wyatt noticed the same thing. "Uh-oh," Doc said. "It's that damn Charlie Goodnight and his nigger." "You're right. He was in that fracas in Mobetie," Wyatt said. "They say that nigger is the best hand in the West at turning stampedes. It's a rare skill." Just then, Doc Featherston, owner of the Bouncing Bowler, walked out of the orchid and fell flat on his face in the street. "I guess San Saba likes the Doc," Wyatt said. "Women sure are odd." Before Doc could weigh in on the oddity of women, San Saba herself walked out of the orchid and strolled off toward the train track. The young man who had stepped off the train raised his hat to her. She took no notice of him, or of the prostrate doctor, nor did she so much as glance at the 2 men watching her from the porch of, according to its sign, the Last Kind Words Saloon. She went straight to the Royal Purple Railroad car and rapped on the door, through which she was immediately admitted. "Well, hell and damn," Doc said. His taciturn companion said nothing at all. Chapter 2. Charles Goodnight rarely troubled with pleasantries, but when he took note of the sign hanging over the saloon door, he stopped and gave the sign a considered inspection. "I wouldn't be surprised if one of my cowboys shoots a hole in your sign," he said. "When will that be, Charlie?" Wyatt asked. "Soon as the herd's penned," Goodnight said. "Ain't it a little early to be driving cattle on the plains?" Doc said. "It's no fun driving cattle in a howling blizzard, which are not uncommon in March." "Driving cattle ain't fun, blizzard or no blizzard," Goodnight said. "But there's no train yet to my ranch, so here I am." "Is that your sawbones sleeping in the street?" Goodnight asked. "If it's who I think it is, he once took a boil off my rump. I've traveled more comfortably ever since." "There's plenty of dentistry available here," Doc pointed out. "Another time, maybe," Goodnight said. "I admire that sign, though I don't know what it means." "It's my brother Warren's sign," Wyatt said. "I seldom understand Warren myself." While they talked, Bose Icard, Goodnight's black foreman, saw a large bull snake edging around the porch. In his years on the plains, Bose had learned a thing or two, one of which was how to catch snakes by the tail. He quickly caught the snake, swung him around his head a few times as if he were swinging a lariat, and threw him across the street, out of harm's way. "He's just as neat with rattlesnakes," Goodnight volunteered. "Bull snakes will charge you sometimes, and I am not a good enough shot to hit a charging snake." "Me neither," Wyatt admitted. "I could probably hit a buffalo, though, if there are any left." "We could stand here talking all day, which would not earn us a cent," Goodnight said. "Anybody get out of that blue railroad car?" "No, but somebody went in. The lovely San Saba," Doc said.